This is what front porch living looks like right here in Montgomery, Texas. Friendly, safe, and unapologetically Texas. From the Texas flags flying on the front porches to the two-step dance hall that serves as the community center here, but also doubles as a late night place to go out and have a good time, to the real-life goat farm that's on site. Every single thing about Two Step Farms eats, sleeps, and breathes Texas. And here's the cool part, guys. It is authentic. It's located right here in Montgomery, Texas, which is the birthplace of the Texas flag. But this master plan community is truly unlike anything we have seen anywhere in Houston. Now, we've been following this community for some time now, and it hasn't even fully opened yet, but it's far enough along where I thought it would be worth it to get you guys a sneak peek before the grand opening. Not all the builders are open, but the ones we're checking out today are, and we're gonna give you a preview of what the amenities out here are gonna look like. And while it all starts with the two-step dance hall as their main amenity, that's just the starting point. When you come out here for the first time, you'll realize it's set up like a small Texas town. You can walk straight across the street and head on over to their farm shop. It's a local cafe where they're gonna have coffee, but you can also grab a nice brew. But perhaps one of the most exciting amenities, in my opinion, is right across the street. You have the co-op, which is another flex space that's opened up to residents to come in and work. They have workspaces, so it's almost like a free co-working space as an event space for community events all throughout the year. But here's where it gets really Texas. They have a community farm out here that's just now taking shape, that's gonna give you the ability to come out and bring the kids, show them what it's like to cultivate some crops. Having a community with all these cool amenities and features and this theme would be cool anywhere here in Texas. But I think the fact that it's located here in Montgomery is what makes it so special. You're just a 10-minute drive into the Woodlands, Texas, which is consistently ranked one of Houston's hottest suburbs. We're seeing a lot of people move out of the Woodlands, out of even Wood Forest, which was one of the coolest master plan communities in Houston, and they're looking for something different, something new, and that's exactly what Two Step Farms is. And one of the reasons they're coming over here is because of all of the different home building options. You have 9 home builders out here finishing up their model homes with prices starting as low as $300,000, going all the way up over $1 million. So there's something out here for everyone. And over the next couple weeks, we're gonna be back for more, showing you all the nuances and all the different builders here in Two Step Farms. Today though, we're gonna be starting with the most expensive, biggest home out here, which is the one right behind us. This is Drees, and this is one of the most unique products, and I'm not gonna spoil it all. We'll wait until we get in there. They still have tons of different options out here, and then we're gonna go check out one other builder after we get you inside this. But we wanted to get you out here first, as always. That way you can be the first to know about everything that's going on right here in Houston, Texas. So I'm gonna get out of this sun, and we're gonna go check out our first house. Not only is the exterior elevation of Drees' Showcase series something we haven't seen from them in a long time, and it's definitely fitting to this neighborhood, but there's also a unique thing about this whole series in terms of the layout that we've never shown you in any neighborhood in Houston. And it's actually pretty common up in Dallas, but these are alley load homes, meaning the garage is not up at the front of the home. And that's why you got that really pretty front exterior elevation with that big wraparound front porch, because you didn't have a garage in the way. The garage is all the way in the back of the house. But I wanted to get you straight in so we can settle in. This is a 70-foot wide product, and you can really feel it. Now, it doesn't feel as wide because this house is so much longer than some of the other options that we have. But immediately when you come in here, I feel like this model did a great job of anchoring down to what makes Two Step Farms so special, which is it's just got that Texas theme going on. You got the leathers in here, and they just did a great job with it, with the textures and the design. We've shown you Drees before. We really like Drees. They're one of the more custom homes that you're gonna find in master plan communities. Yes, you have to start with one of their base floor plans, but they're gonna let you move walls around. They're gonna let you do some custom things that a lot of these other builders aren't gonna do. Now, before we show you the rest of the house, I do wanna swivel around. They got this cool signature kind of staple staircase. We see this a lot in Weston homes. Don't see it very often in Drees, so I'm excited to get you upstairs here in a little bit. But we wanted to start right in the heart of the home. You've got your nice living room area. They've got the electric fireplace fully wrapped, going up with like a nice cast stone. But your immediately eyes are drawn to these slider doors over here. This is kind of a staple of Drees homes. These are not inexpensive. These are about a $12,000 upgrade, but well worth it. We're gonna cover pricing at the end, but just to give you a little teaser, you can get homes this nice starting around $650,000 on 70-foot lots with Drees zoned to these awesome schools. So it's no wonder a lot of people have actually packed their bags just in the past month and started to move from out of Wood Forest, which is right down the road, over here to Two Step Farms because they can get something that's newer. And one thing that we're seeing a common theme right now is bringing back these natural woods, going with the two tones, but they really decked it out. They upgraded it with the appliances, starting over here with the fridge. You've got a built-in coffee maker. Now, from a maintenance standpoint, I don't know how these hold up, but it's definitely a pretty cool staple, pretty cool feature. And then one thing Drees is known for that I really appreciate in their homes is they usually have some pretty good tucked-in pantries. So they're hidden, they're out of the way. They're kind of working pantries too. You'll notice there's plugs up along here. So you can leave all your appliances, leave your blender plugged in over there, and then you still have all this extra counter space. This is a little coffee bar and nice little window, wave at your neighbors. Single stack oven here. You could do a double if you wanted to, but I believe this is like the microwave. This is just super fancy. This thing looks bulletproof. And then I love what they did with the vent hood over here. You got kind of like a cool textured subway tile, but there's a little bit more to it. It's not too basic. And then, geez Louise, here's the second oven, guys. Look at this. This is a cooktop. I believe these are Gen Air. You got the 4-burner gas, and then I'm not gonna mess anything up. I'm not gonna act like I cook that much. But I do love the farmhouse sink. And then I want your opinion. Let me know in the comments. Do you like the drain over here off to the side? Apparently that's an option now versus it being in the middle. I don't know if it helps you do dishes or what. Maybe if somebody knows, let me know down below. But I've started to see that a lot lately. And then you got your convenient little trash pull out. You do have your recycling bin over here too. Yes, we do recycle in Texas. I know some of you probably think that Texas is slower to adopt to things like that, but we love our environment here in Texas too. We just also like our guns. So now this is a pretty interesting setup because you have this extra space to work with as you head on down to the garage. You've got the dining room right off the kitchen, but in a lot of homes, it gets cut short because you're at the back of the house. It's not the case here. You've got a full 8-seater over here with your big old Texas Longhorn looking at you. Now, we are big fans of Texas Longhorns, just not the football team. We're Aggies here. We're 5-0 as we're making this video. Every single week, I'm gonna keep letting you know that the Aggies are undefeated until, of course, we lose, which isn't gonna happen. 8-seater table over here, and I might add the Florida Gators, where my wife went, did beat the brakes off of the Longhorns last weekend, which was amazing. Now, normally if you wanted to get out to this backyard, you would go through this door, but remember, we've got the slider, which we're gonna check out here in a second, but this is where this home is different than anything we've shown you anywhere in Houston. Okay, right about here is where the garage would start. And typically with this floor plan, it would be a standard 2-car garage. This one's actually bumped out and has a full 3-car garage option. And then because it's been converted, this is where you can come back and you can actually sit down with us, with their salesperson, go through all their different floor plans, pick that base floor plan that's really gonna work best for you. And then from there, as I mentioned, if you wanna make some minor tweaks, redlining, Drees is one of the only builders that's flexible enough to do that. And that's a game changer, guys. A lot of these builders, you're gonna come out here and it's take it or leave it. They're gonna tell you no. And that's really why a lot of our clients in the past that we've sold with Drees have gravitated towards them, because they just go above and beyond. They do those extra little custom features. Now, as far as laundry room goes, the thing's not massive, but it's pretty decked out. It's got the full deep laundry sink for you to soak your stuff, plenty of cabinet space up here. And then they've got the washer and dryer side by side up on these pedestals, so you're not hunching over, hurting your back. And then I like this little built-in. It's like a mini folding table. Only thing missing in here, which is an easy fix, is some hanging space. I would probably do a hanging bar all the way across here. And then I feel like that would really kind of complete it, finish it off. And then you got this nice little landing area too. Now let's go through these sliders. Let's check this out. Hopefully it's not too loud outside. They're definitely doing a lot of construction here, guys. I mean, this place has come a long way in a short amount of time, but watch out, Keith. We got our little frog buddy right here. All right, so a couple things that are really cool. They have a fireplace tucked in over here off of the patio. So come out here, it's about to start cooling off. So that's a nice feature, nice touch, but you got a pretty good size standard covered patio. They added this tile to kind of upgrade it and complete the look. You have a fully turfed yard. It doesn't come like this. This is an upgrade, but we've done turf in our yard here in Houston. It's a really, really cool feature where you don't have to worry about kids going out and getting dirty and stuff like that, even though I think kids should get dirty, but it's nice. The only caveat, this gets really hot. In the summer right now, I'd be willing to bet Yeah, you're not laying down on that. You're not walking on this barefoot. I complain all the time about things I don't like. I think it's one of the reasons you guys like watching our videos is because it's authentic. I hate, let me say it again, I hate the fences here in Houston. Dallas has way better fences. If you want a nice fence, move to Dallas, don't move to Houston. If you want everything else nice, move to Houston. But the fences, they suck, except for here. This is the first time I've seen this in a long time. They're actually using metal posts, which means these things aren't gonna just rot away. Dallas, everything's metal. In fact, this fence still sucks compared to Dallas fences. They're like 8 foot tall, stain, they last 20 years. Our fences here don't last that long. These cedar, 6 foot fences, they really just don't. This is quality. When you put these aluminum poles in the ground, that's how you know it's not gonna just rot away over time. Now, they had all these stains, so it's kind of a different color. We'll see how that holds up in a neighborhood, but I at least applaud the developer for mandating that the builders use these metal posts in their fence. So we'll see how that goes. Now, you don't have to have a generator here in Houston, but as this area has been developed more and more, it's becoming more common, unfortunately, for there to be power outages. And there's nothing better than when your power goes out, having it back on in 60 seconds with a generator. We have a Generac, usually costs about 15 grand to install, but a lot of these builders are negotiating them into deals, especially in these newer neighborhoods right now. I don't know if you can see these janky power lines. This model home park just opened up. In fact, this is the preview. They haven't even opened up all of the homes. So we're gonna be rolling this video out in some series, but you know it's early days, guys, when the power lines are hung up by a 2x4, okay? We generally have reliable power here, but it's gonna be super nice if we can include that generator now. I am starting to break a little bit of a sweat, but I can't go inside just yet. I wanna settle in. I wanna tell you about this area. This is one of the hottest areas that you could buy anywhere in the Houston area right now. I'm born and raised here in Conroe, which is just a few minutes away from Montgomery, Texas. I went to high school over in the Woodlands. The Magnolia is kind of the area that developed over the past 10, 15 years that really exploded, where people moved out of the Woodlands to get more space. And you couldn't drop a pin in a more desirable location than Two Step Farms. Even the people that bought in Wood Forest 10, 15 years ago, early days, they're moving over here. And let me tell you why. You're really not that far to the back of the Woodlands. You're about 6, 7 minutes to the shopping center that kind of is at the back of the Woodlands where Magnolia collides with the Woodlands. You can take 1488 up to the freeway, so it's really not too bad of a commute to the freeway. But if you want to head the other direction, you can head into Montgomery. And what's great is these schools, this neighborhood is zoned to Montgomery. It goes to Lake Creek High School, which is the newer high school in Montgomery. And I'm not going to get into school ratings, do your own research. But if you live here locally, everyone I've talked to loves Lake Creek High School. Their kids have a really great experience there. It's a little bit smaller, more intimate, and it just has a really, really good reputation here locally. Like I said, do your own research. My kids don't go there. I don't have any personal experience. This is just from living here in the area and talking to people. It's got so many cool features going on here. The amenities that they're bringing to this neighborhood are so unique. Starting with when they bought this land, they were actually raising goats out here. I'm gonna be honest, I think it was good for marketing purposes, but it's also probably a tax write-off for an ag exemption, so smart on you guys' part. But they're gonna leave a goat farm here on the property. So I've got little kids, 2 and 5 years old. How cool is that you can just rip over there and let the kids see the goats? Hey, Mom, Dad, I'm bored. I wanna go see the goats. Great. Okay, great. It's a good game plan. They're also building a resort-style pool. It's not in the ground yet, but it's gonna be underway here shortly. But they have a really, really cool feature that no other master plan community in Houston, they have a dance hall. So this is Two Step Farms, and they have the most authentic country western dance hall. I got to sneak preview it a couple months ago when they started construction. And if you've ever been to Gruene, Texas, pause the video, Google Gruene, Texas. George Strait played there back in the day. It's right next to the Grist Mill restaurant over in New Braunfels, or actually it's in Gruene, Texas, right near New Braunfels. But it's modeled after that, and they're gonna use that as a hub to foster community. I've lived in a master plan community just down the road for the past 7, 8 years, and we have literally hundreds of friends that we've met through these community events, and it's gonna be no different out here in Two Step Farms. In fact, they put a big emphasis in that community kind of family feel, and you can tell by the different product sizes they build out here. They're gonna build a robust community, from people buying their first starter homes to people settling down and retiring in kind of their last home. And so It's gonna attract a wide range of people, but they're gonna have concerts here. I think they're gonna bring in some pretty big name artists too. And then you're gonna get everything else you would expect in a master plan community, from pocket parks. I haven't seen pickleball. I would assume they're probably gonna throw pickleball in there. Dog parks, fitness center, you name it, they're gonna have it out here. They already have a lot of the sidewalks here in place. And then they also have the one thing that you can't manufacture. You got the established pine trees, you got the shade, and you got everything geographically that really makes this area in Montgomery so special. And shopping is just a few minutes away. Because you're right down the road from Wood Forest, you're gonna be able to go and use all of the commercial amenities that they had to wait 10 years for. You've got the pizza place, you've got the grocery stores, everything right up at the front of the neighborhood, maybe 5-10 minute drive away. You've got Target, all of that stuff. So it doesn't get much better than that. You're basically getting all of the convenient amenities that most of these master plan communities have had to wait for. You're getting them day one here, other than the community pool and some of those other things. So, and that was, by the way, guys, one of the more impressive takes ever. I can see Keith over here holding the camera, beads of sweat rolling down his face. Did you know he holds that camera without a gimbal? He just holds the camera steady, flexes his lats. Pretty impressive. Hey, do me a favor, whether you watch our videos all the time or you haven't, go ahead and like that video for Keith, okay? Like it for Keith, leave a comment down below, say thanks, Keith. We have been making these videos for over 3 years now, and I can't tell you how special it is to impact so many people's lives. In fact, as we're standing here right now, we came in here and the host that was in the model home, she goes, I know you guys, I've been watching your videos for a long time. I said, oh, that's great. Have you been in the business? She's like, no, I just started here. And I was like, well, where were you from? She's literally, I've been watching your videos for 2 years. I just moved here because of you guys. So it impacts people so much so that they're getting into business with us without even knowing it. So thank you guys for watching. We really do appreciate you guys. And if you don't know who I am, my name's Kyler Ferris, and we make these videos for you. We run one of the biggest relocation teams here in Houston, Texas, and we help people just like you every single day find where they want to be here in the Houston area. So if that is you, don't be shy. Just give us a call, shoot us a text, send us a quick email, and that way we can help you guys make that smooth move right here to Houston, Texas. Now, we're hitting the master, but before we hit the master bedroom, what's unique about this setup, not only do you have these really tall ceilings, big old 8-foot doors, but the bathroom is first. So there's no door off to the bathroom. I would like a door just for like noise reasons. You're not gonna like wake your spouse up, but pretty good bathroom layout. A lot of space over here, huge vanity for one person over here, and then really not gonna get in the way of the other person's vanity and space. You do have the freestanding soaker tub, but it's not protruding out into the middle of the walkway, so I don't think you're gonna trip and fall over it. And let's give this shower a good review. It is missing the shower bench, but let's try to find some positives here. One of the positives here is they hid the shampoo nook. So you can't see all your shampoo out in the middle of, for everybody on display walking through your house. But let's be honest, who has more than 2 shampoo bottles? We have like 30. I don't know what my wife's doing, actually. I should probably talk to her about it. I do love, though, when the faucet is up out of the way. It's perfect. You can get the hot water running here without it spraying all over you and getting you soaking wet. Now, we're a big fan of closets here. But you know what's better than 1 closet? 2 closets. So let's check them out. We got a his and a hers. These are fully built out. Typically, Drees is gonna be on the nicer side of things. We don't really see, in fact, anywhere in Houston, them doing smaller floor plans. They're usually in this kind of 60, 70 foot product range, sometimes 80 foot. But check these out. If you're wondering what these are spring loaded. So you can just throw your clothes up for the winter. Maybe you're not gonna use them. I mean, how nice is that? And then flip around. Now you got his closet. Let's see what we're working with over here. Wow, it's actually my size. We might have to come back here in a minute. I always like to check that out. And then your toilet room over here, a little bit small, a little bit of a knee knocker. And you get in there, you're gonna settle down and close this up, but at least it has a door on it, so you do get a little bit of that privacy. Now, one of the benefits, can't skip this, guys. We skip this in my house. I've told you this before. You want a linen closet in your bathroom. You really do. It's very necessary. All right, now check out the detail work up on the ceilings. I love this. This is kind of a something that's gonna be very easy for Drees to do for you. Some builders don't offer features like this, but you just say, hey, I want some beams up there, no problem. But when you have the bathroom around there, look at that beautiful painting of those horses. you don't get that wall space when you have the bathroom over there and you have to go through that wall. So it really gives you 4 full walls in the master bedroom. So that's the beauty of kind of having that tucked away. And then check this out. Look at all the natural light you get here in the master. Relatively private, and you have this view out over your entire backyard. So it is nice too. It's all about the details, guys. We're gonna think through this when we're helping you find the right house. You wanna make sure you have windows that open. So just because you have this really nice piece of glass over here, when it's cooled off, you wanna be able to open up these windows and get fresh breeze in. So make sure that whatever house you're building has windows that open in the living room. That's a mistake that I've seen some clients make. So we've kind of covered the whole back half of the house, but before we go upstairs, I wanna show you, you got these gorgeous double front doors that we came in through. Having these double doors, it makes it really easy to move things in and out of the house. You're not gonna be scratching stuff up with moving sofas in on move-in day. And then all throughout the year, it's really important too. But I'm a big fan of having a secondary bedroom down here on the first floor. And this is a huge ensuite. This is a king bed. You've got your full-size dresser over here. Now, it might get a little crowded over here. Keith, slip in this way. There we go. Get a little bit crowded once we're in here. But I wanna show you, you've got a pretty decent closet. So if you had an in-law that wanted to come live with you, I'll let you guys go out first. You can do that. And then it's also nice too that they've got a full walk-in shower. And then check this cowboy theme out. I really wanna highlight the selections that they made. I mean, that's a really nice sink setup over there, really nice natural stone. Up here, you gotta have the home office. And man, they went full Texas on you. What's this make my face look like, guys? How are we looking? Your big old nose. And I can't emphasize enough, guys, the front porch is where you're going to meet your neighbors. If you're moving here from out of state, which is like what we specialize in, is bringing people, more likely than not, tell me if this is true, you're not gonna know anybody here. And when you move to these newer neighborhoods where they're building these new homes, we sell resale homes, by the way. But the reason we film these new neighborhoods is because it just checks so many boxes for our clients that are moving here from out of state. Because when you move into a new house and a neighbor moves into a new house, more likely than not, you don't know anybody. And so you're looking for that connection, and you get that in these newer neighborhoods versus moving in on an established street. And so having the front porch is a non-negotiable. And then you can see you've got the other model homes over there. So stick around for next week's video because it's gonna be a doozy. We're gonna continue to roll out a lot of the different home builders that are out here. Do wanna show you utilizing this space underneath the staircase. Get that light on for you. Plenty of storage. Big fan of that. And that's it for downstairs. We still have all of upstairs to check out. Now, I didn't even comment downstairs on the flooring, so I do want to draw your eyes to the flooring. They've got the same flooring upstairs as downstairs. Now, the treads on the stairs are a slightly different tone, and that's because the treads on the stairs are real wood, but this is a high-end luxury vinyl plank. You're gonna have real wood floor options and tile options with Drees too. And I like that you have the spiral staircase, but it's not a total echo chamber down to the main living area. In fact, this is the first home I've seen in a long time that lives and feels a lot like my house. My house is exactly like this. I've got the home office under the spiral staircase, this kind of exposed upstairs, but then it doesn't echo down into that main living area. And that was one of the reasons we picked our floor plan, was because I want to have a second story and I like those taller ceilings, but I want the downstairs to really live like a one story. And you could live in this home and it would feel just like a one story until you want to send your kids up to bed. And then obviously, hopefully you come up here and tuck them in. Now, pretty good sized game room. I love the built-ins. A lot of builders don't offer these. So seeing Drees come in and do this is killer. Probably for little kids want to lock all this up. But when the kids are older, come up here, have their own drinks, not drinks. Drinks, not drinks. We don't want kids to have drinks. We just want them to have drinks, okay? This is probably a bad idea for kids, okay? I don't know about you, what you put in the microwave when you were a teenager. I'm pretty sure we were throwing CDs in there and seeing what would happen, okay? So probably not a great idea, but if you're an adult, maybe. Love the pull-out drawers. Plenty of storage up here, guys. I mean, talk about like games galore. You can fit 75 Candylands upstairs. You got your poker table, so pretty cool setup here. And then a great designated spot for a TV. So if you didn't want to have all the cabinetry up there, you could just do a big old 75, 80-inch TV. That's what I would do. This is gonna be the full bath that this bedroom and then guests upstairs are gonna both have access to. And room size is decent. You got 9-foot ceilings. You've got a full-size bed here. And then we're always judging secondary closet size. You know it's good if it's got a window. So that's about all you can ask for. Having that additional storage is always helpful. I don't know why I didn't just hire one of these model home designers when I bought my house. They're just always coming up with creative stuff. I mean, look at this. You got horses running down the wall. You do have your smart thermostat here so you can monitor it remotely. You can set schedules, make sure that it's nice and cool whenever you get home. And then hold on, no peeking, no peeking, no peeking. Another storage closet. And then, I don't want to exaggerate, Keith, is this a queen? Still not a queen, all right, it is a full. One day I'll figure it out. Now this one has its own ensuite bathroom. So one of the bedrooms upstairs has it, one doesn't. Guys, this is identical floor plan to my house. This is actually very weird and it's not even the same builder. So I like this floor plan. It's very livable. So having these 2 bedrooms upstairs, but last but not least, you do have the bonus room. You've got the media room, game room. They did leave you with 1 window in here, but it's kind of like perfect. It's a hybrid space. You can block that out. You got your TV set up over here, and then they really kept the theme here. I mean, these designers crushed this. This is the most Texas yeehaw house that we've seen in a minute. I mentioned, whenever we came into this house, that these homes are gonna start at $650. This exact home isn't gonna cost $650. So why don't we walk on outside, and on our way over to that next builder, I'm gonna walk you through exactly what it would cost if you wanna build with Drees here on 2-Step Farms. So this floor plan was right around 3,700 square feet. And you have that really long house because you're going all the way to the back. But what's so nice is you just don't have the garage cluttering up the options when it comes to this exterior elevation. So you can see they went with a very classic design, very much kind of a farmhouse feel, but it's not that modern farmhouse. All the textures and everything that they had inside, I thought lended really well to the theme of this community. Now, you've got multiple builders. Drees is just one of them, and this is actually only one of the 2 different product series that Drees is building. They've got their series that we just showed you, that's 70-foot wide lots where you're getting a lot of extra space, where you've got the rear alley, but they also have their more traditional series where you've got that front load garage. So it's just really gonna be which one do you prefer. Now in this series, they've got homes as small as 2,700 square feet, which isn't that big, but they're gonna go all the way up just over 4,000 square feet. Their largest floor plan, the base of it is around 4,000, but they're gonna have some structural options and upgrades that are gonna allow you to get up over that 4,000 square foot size. Now, pricing, their base pricing starts in the low 600s. After you go to the design center and you pick out some nicer stuff, because let's be honest, that's what you're gonna wanna do, and then you get some of their incentives, which they are offering some pretty good incentives right now, especially to build since it's early days out here. Realistically, you could get in their smallest floor plan with some nice finishes, staying conservative around $650. And on the high end, if you built their biggest floor plan with all the structural options and upgrades and went to the design center and just had no budget, you could get up into the 9s. The 950 range would be kind of on the higher side. Realistically, for this home, you're probably somewhere in the 7s, maybe low 8s. And that's with a lot of really nice upgrades like those sliders and some of those other features. Now, a lot of the items you saw, like the turf in the backyard and the generator, those are gonna be things that you're typically gonna do afterwards. So hopefully that paints a clear picture for what you can get for your money here in 2-Step Farms, and we are just scratching the surface. This is just the first builder we're showing you. We're heading on over right now to go check out our next builder, and then stick around for next week. We're gonna do these series now, guys. We're coming out to these neighborhoods, and look around. This whole street are brand new houses. They've got homes out here starting as low as $300,000. That's not what we're showing you this week. We're actually starting on the higher side. And then in a couple of weeks, we're gonna come back after they have their grand opening. This is just the sneak preview, but there is one model home here in a couple weeks that hasn't opened yet that I cannot wait to show you. It's their biggest floor plan that they have out here. It's the most expensive home, and it is absolutely killer. So stick around, we still have more homes to show you. With so many different model homes here, it was tough to choose which ones we're gonna roll out to you first, but we picked this one for a very important reason. This is Perry Homes' 60-foot model home, but most of their model homes here in Houston are 1-stories, and this is one of the most killer 2-story floor plans that we've had a chance to even look at, and it happens to be by Perry. So don't sleep on their 2-story floor plans. We're gonna walk this one like you would walk a normal house. We're gonna start right here in the front of the home. So you do have a home office. You can close these doors up. You can frost the glass if you want a little bit more privacy, but you are right here at the front door. But flip around, check out those windows. Those windows are huge, and because of where we're located, right through those windows, that's the co-op that they're building, and then right behind the co-op is gonna be the two-step dance hall. And then they even have something inside of the co-op, I forget the name of it, it's called like the Granary or something like that. But they got alcohol, they've got coffee over there. So you don't have to leave the neighborhood to just kind of wake up in the mornings, go for a nice stroll, grab you something from their cafe and get the day started. Probably not alcohol, maybe just stick with the coffee for getting the day started. So over here, you got a formal dining room. We don't see this too often. Everybody's going with kind of the more informal, mixed up over in the kitchen space. But if you're more traditional and you want that dedicated space, what's nice about this is even though it's kind of a showpiece, more traditional, its own space, you connect through over to the kitchen. So it is easy access. Now, let's talk about the staircase here, okay? This is a huge statement piece. Right when you walk in, you've got the 2-story ceilings, you've got kind of the spiral rotunda. I'm gonna test it out, see if it echoes. Hello? No, it's not too bad. Actually, no, right here, it's a little echoey right here. So if your kids wanna sing, they wanna practice, they wanna annoy you, this is the spot to do it. But really cool statement piece, spiral staircase over here. And then coming on into here, you got the huge 2-story family room. It ducks down over into the kitchen, but you're still gonna have 10-foot ceilings over here. You see, yeah, about 10 foot. So good kitchen layout, pretty open space. You do have a kitchenette over here, but it's not massive because you've got the formal dining connected around over here. And then they went with the 2-tone cabinets. They went with the black with the white. This looks exactly like my kitchen, okay? We have the black lowers, the same cooktop. They went with the 5-burner gas with the GE. I even have the same sink, guys. This is weird. I love these sinks, by the way. If you're not familiar with these, they say that they're quartz. To me, they feel kind of like a plastic sink, but they call them quartz, but it's a white quartz Blanco sink. And then you got good sight lines over through the living room to the TV. And you'll notice what's hiding over there off to the corner, you've got a gas fireplace. Now, it's not the centerpiece of the living room, so your TV is gonna be off of the wall. It's not gonna be up above the fireplace. But it is nice, you got a real gas fireplace, and they took the tile all the way up. But I wanna flip around here, because this is that kind of extra counter space that I feel like every kitchen needs. But a great place to set stuff up to serve. If you wanted to serve over here to the dining room, now you can see what I mean by it. It connects seamlessly, so it actually makes dining in this front dining room a little bit more functional, but it's definitely formal, okay? You're not gonna be eating in there every single day, because that's right, it's the first thing people see when they walk in the house. It's gonna be tough to keep that clean. So probably more for special occasions. One thing Perry's really good at, they have like 4,000 floor plans. So you can see on all these sheets over here, they've got one of literally like every single home. So they've got homes starting at 2,700 square feet going all the way up to 4,000. This floor plan is typically around 3,500, but they have a bonus room upstairs. So this home is actually gonna be on their larger side of square footages, right around 4,000 square feet. So some nice features in here. They kind of did the 2-tone with the vent hood over here. And they also matched the countertops with the backsplash. This is something that I think is a nice touch, nice upgrade. It's also one less decision you have to make in the design center. You don't have to pick one more texture. You just say match the countertops. And then this is kind of that little kitchenette area I was telling you about. Now, it's good for a circle table, but you want to keep those chairs tucked in so you can get over here and check out the patio. Now, as far as lot sizes here, this is important for you to understand. Anytime you have a 40 or 50 or 60 or 70 or 80 foot lot, all that means is that the width of the lot is that wide. And so this is a 60 foot wide lot, and that means there's gonna be a 5-foot build line on each side of this house. So I just wanna show you this. Keith, you can just flip around. So if I measure this off and not step in this ant bed, you've got 5 feet from here to that fence over here, which is gonna mean that if it's a 60 foot wide lot and you got 5 and 5, that means the house is 50 feet wide. But what a lot of people don't talk about are the depths of the lots. This is a very average depth. There's certainly lots in neighborhoods we check out that are a lot skinnier and smaller. While this may not look like a massive yard, they've got a lot of landscaping over here. You've got plenty of room for a pool over here, but still have room for a play set. And I was talking to Susan, who's a good friend of mine, who's selling out here for Perry, and she said that this is actually one of their smaller lots. They have some lots out here, some bigger ones with some lot premiums, going all the way up to 15,000 square feet, guys. That's like over a quarter of an acre. But guys, I just actually saw the rendering. I didn't even think they had it of the community pool. And the community pool out here is gonna be killer. It's not what I thought. It's not like some big water park. It's almost like a classy, very modern, almost like a resort pool, but it's overlooking a really pretty pond that I didn't even know they had out here. So whenever I moved into my neighborhood, the pool wasn't in yet. We had to wait about 1.5 to 2 years. That's very common for these master plan communities. Come on in, I'll get you closed up. It's very common for these master plan communities to make you wait. So the sooner the better, obviously, but it is common that they're gonna make you wait. So here you go, you got the living room over here. And one of the things that I like, you can see this nice view up over here. You see you've got the crosswalk to the upstairs, but this very much still feels like a defined living space. And then little sneak peek. One of the things I like about this 2-story is it's got the second bedroom here on the first floor, but the master is tucked in over here at the back. It doesn't have the sliders like we saw over in the other house, and I'm not sure on this floor plan if that would be an option, but you do get a lot of nice natural light coming in here. You've got the patio overhang, but if you flip up over there, you'll see you've got those upper windows, so it does light up nice during the day. And then the hallway kind of snakes back here, giving you a lot of nice sound protection from the rest of the house here in the master. And then check this out. I think these are 12+ foot ceilings. So this is very grand. You got a king size bed, extra little seating area over here. The blocked out windows, you got 4 all the way across that completely open up. So when it is nice out, you can get some nice fresh breeze in here. And then coming over in here, Perry bathrooms I like. I've said this before. They're good because they're not those galley bathrooms, so you're not crammed in here. I will say, I don't love that using this sink, you're kind of in the walkway, but you do have a nice larger vanity over here. They've got the framed out mirrors, and then you do have the freestanding soaker tub. In fact, I think I have the same exact tub in my house. Weston uses this same exact brand. So it is a nice tub. It's a great bathtub too to just throw the kids in and like knock it all out at once if you got the little kids. You got the door on the toilet room and then huge shower. Once again, no bench. We're 0 for 2 today on the bench. We're 2 for 2 on having the little faucet knob away where you're not gonna get sprayed on, but just a single shower head over here. With Perry though, you are gonna have some options. You could do some upgrades. You could do like the waterfall, things like that. Now, let's see what we're working with closet-wise. A little bit of a cluster over here with the 2 doors, but you do have 2 closets. So you're not gonna be fighting your spouse over closet space, which I do think is very nice. Good amount of hanging space, plenty of room to walk. Feels a little bit tight. You got your shoe rack over here. You don't have a built-in dresser, but overall, pretty decent. So that's gonna be the larger of the 2 closets. So we'll see who gets which one. I'd say overall, for 4,000 square feet, I would like a little bit bigger secondary, closet here in the master, but it is nice that you're getting 2. So over here off of the main living area, you're gonna have this other hallway, and this is where you're gonna find that second bedroom on the first floor. So being able to have the downstairs guest bedroom, ensuite, nursery in these big 2-story homes is definitely the way to go. This is a full-size bed. You could fit a queen in here. I don't think you're gonna get a king inside here. Closet space is pretty decent for a secondary bedroom. This is gonna be a full bath, so it's gonna kind of double as the downstairs half bath. And this is that gas fireplace that we were talking about. And I really do like that they took the stone all the way up to the ceiling. Now, normally this would lead you over to the garage. They've got it built out for their offices over here. But you do have a downstairs half bath here, so you get double, which is pretty nice. Got your little coat racks over here. And then as I mentioned, these, actually I don't know if I mentioned it, you got 3 car garages with these homes, which is killer. In addition to the 2 downstairs bedrooms, you've got 3 located upstairs, and they're all separated, which is great. You're gonna get privacy from each other if you're a kid and you just, you don't want to hear your brother over in the other room. You're not sharing walls with your siblings, which is great. So this one's tucked over here along the back of the house. In fact, you can even see the neighbors back over there, but pretty good setup. You've got a desk in here. You got room for a desk, full-size bed, 9-foot ceilings, and then you've got kind of the more modern black hardware. Now, these 2 bedrooms are gonna share. They've got a Jack and Jill bathroom. You do have good walk-in closets in here. And then you're gonna have the ability to have your own vanities and then close these doors up. And then you can lock them from both sides, which is nice, so that your brother or sister's not walking in on you. But this is good for the kids. Another good closet set up right in here. And then what are we working with? A little linen closet for both bathrooms. So that's killer. Both bedrooms pretty similar size. So you do have the nice little cubby over here. I like the window setup in here. It might be hard to get some window treatments in there, but it gives you some good natural light. Very modern. Have the corner windows, pretty cool. So, and then I do like just the extra little touch points. You'll see they got the rounded walls over here, which is unique. And then I don't know if I showed you the view downstairs, but here's that rotunda I was telling you about, a little echo chamber. And then we've got another bedroom. This one's the biggest. This one's cool. Kind of come down a hallway, huge windows. So, I mean, definitely some of the biggest windows I've seen in like a upstairs bedroom, and they open. So, full-size bed, you could do a queen up here. This room, you could really do a king bed if you wanted to. Not sure it's necessary up here, but you've got the space to do it. And then, really all of these closets are pretty killer. None of the kids are getting screwed over. All right, and then you've got another full bath here. This one, everybody upstairs is gonna share. So it's 5 bedrooms, and then upstairs you got 2 full baths. Now check this out. This is where the kids are gonna hang out. This is that playroom. They've got the air hockey table. Probably wanna throw some blinds up, you know, so that neighbors aren't staring at you. And here in Texas, a lot of people store their stuff in the attics. And what's nice is when these homes have, you know, an exterior door, but a walk-in attic. So over here, you'll see, this is what the inside of a house looks like. So behind the scenes, you got all the air ducts running, but it's a place where when you move into your house, the builder's gonna store all the old paint cans if you need to do touch-ups, so usually leave that. But you can put your Christmas decorations, Halloween, stuff like that, tucked over here in the attic. Now, I was gonna say, hey, this is it, but this isn't it, guys. We got one more bonus room for you. You gotta check this out. Pretty killer. Everyone wants a movie room, but this is like a true theater movie room. Come up here, hang out with the kids, have movie night, close those doors up. They got surround sound in here. You got 6 speakers just in the ceilings alone. Subwoofer over in the corner. I don't know what the heck they have on TV over here, but you can put on whatever you want, hang out, have a good time. Not big enough for a golf simulator. Maybe big enough for a golf simulator. I mean, it's a close call. That's the bonus room that's kicking this thing over closer to 4,000 square feet. Normally this floor plan is right around 3,500. And the great part with Perry is they got a ton of different floor plans, and really they're starting at some pretty low prices. Even the exterior of this Perry just looks so different to me because of how large it is, being a 2-story, being close to 4,000 square feet. If you've watched our channel before, you'll know most of the Perrys that we sell and that we show you are 1-stories. So I do want to let you know, we were talking with Susan here at Perry. They have plenty of lots that can fit their 3,300 and their 3,500 square foot 1-stories. And that's the beauty of getting out here early, is you can pick the best lots and you're actually able to fit some of the bigger 1-stories on those lots. They also come with a standard 3-car garage in every single 60-foot product. So if you're wanting that golf cart to cruise around, which is a non-negotiable, if you don't know, I have one in my neighborhood. A lot of these master plan communities have them. It is the way to go. As soon as you move in, the first thing you're gonna do is go out and buy a golf cart. So having that 3rd bay is really helpful, but get this, if you're a car lover, they have some 4-car options on the right size lots with these 60-foot products. So if you've wanted to save up and get that Porsche you've always dreamed of, I know that's my goal. I don't have a garage for a Porsche. This is the time to do it, guys. So tell your wives, hey babe, I found the perfect house for you. Give her the kitchen she wants, whatever she wants, and then get you that 4th bay for that dream car. So you can build all that out here, starting at 2,700 square feet, going up to 4,000. After you go through Design Center and incentives, you're gonna be around $650 in some of their smaller stuff, going up to around $850,000. So this home with the bonus decked out, you're gonna see this one probably coming in closer to 8, maybe high 7s, but probably low 8s. And you could build this one in the 700s if you're a little bit more conservative in the Design Center. And guys, these are just 2 of the 9 different builders currently out here. And as these neighborhoods develop, they build out new sections. And what they'll do is they'll see which builders you like the most and which ones you like the least, and they'll start to invite new builders to come out here. So over time, we're gonna get to see how this neighborhood takes shape. But as of now, there are plenty of options starting as low as $300,000. In fact, those are gonna be the homes we're checking out next week. So be sure to stay tuned for those. And in the meantime, be sure to check out one of these videos right here. And as always, if you're thinking about moving to Houston, Texas, do not be shy, guys. We clearly are the people to go to if you're thinking about moving to Houston. We know what's going on here. So give us that call, shoot us that text, send us that quick email, and that way we can help you guys make that smooth move right here to Houston, Texas.